The other thing that I thought was amazing was despite the brutality of the 7 October attacks, and Hamas knew this was going to happen, but the number of days that it took to turn the narrative around, right? So everybody was horrified at how terrible the slaughter was. And then within a matter of days, it was like, nah, it's Israel's fault. Hamas knew that was going to happen because that's what they count on, which is why they embed themselves with civilians. It's why they put their operation centers, their tunnels, their weapons stockpiles. It's why they put it all underneath civilian infrastructure, like the Al-Shifa hospital that's been in the news lately and in other places, because they know that they're going to end up with dead Palestinians.
Mr. Mike Baker presents his viewpoint on the Hamas-Israel conflict, placing the blame squarely on Hamas. According to him, Hamas was fully aware of the consequences of their actions, including civilian casualties, yet they proceeded without concern for the well-being of Palestinians. He contends that Hamas has not taken any substantial measures to enhance the lives of Palestinians. The central mission of both Hamas and Palestinians, as outlined, is the liberation of Palestine, a land occupied by Israel. This complex situation prompts a closer examination of the tactics employed by Hamas. First, the use of civilians as shields. Second, utilizing hospitals, schools, and institutions to hide weapons and soldiers, which Israel cites as justification for its bombings. Third, the case of Al-Shifa Hospital, where Hamas allegedly repurposed it for military command. The Israeli military granted media access, but with restrictions. Claims of hostages at the site are disputed. While the Israeli military granted access to BBC and Fox News at the hospital, their movement was confined to specific areas designated by Israel. Medical staff at Shifa have consistently denied allegations of the hospital being utilized for military operations, underscoring its civilian nature. Additionally, they extended invitations to international organizations for thorough inspections of the hospital, emphasizing transparency and refuting any claims of military involvement. Over the years, Israel's actions in the West Bank and Gaza have sparked controversy. The death toll in Gaza has risen significantly, reaching 11,320, including 4,650 children, amid what is described as relentless Israeli attacks. Hamas is accused of manipulating information in the media, disseminating disinformation globally to portray Israel as an aggressor against the Palestinian people. Some argue that certain entities, including the U.S. Congress, Senate, New York Times, and other media outlets, contribute to the issue of anti-Semitism, a concerning trend in 2023 where hatred against Jews appears to be spreading worldwide. Critics assert that the Hamas leadership has amassed immense wealth, allegedly diverting billions of dollars, intended for Palestinian infrastructure and well-being. This financial support, intended for improvement, is claimed to have been misappropriated, with Hamas accused of using funds for tunnel building instead of basic infrastructure like wells and water treatment. The result, as argued, is a significant portion of childhood deaths in Gaza being attributed to contaminated water. Reports suggest that top Hamas leaders, including Ismail Haniyeh, Musa Abu Marzouk, and Khalid Mashal, maintain luxurious lifestyles in Qatar. The allegations indicate that Hamas leaders accumulated its wealth primarily through the thriving tunnel industry. Hamas officials imposed taxes, typically around 20%, on all goods smuggled through the tunnels. The U.S. Justice Department's ongoing investigation into Hamas's use of cryptocurrency adds another layer to the controversy. Stemming from the seizure of accounts linked to Hamas 3 years ago, this inquiry delves into the group's financial practices. In conclusion with these points, Mike Baker emphasizes the belief that Hamas must be decisively dealt with and calls for its destruction once and for all.